All right, BBN, welcome back to another episode of the Right Side of Kentucky Sports. He's over here. You always do something. I got to watch you at the beginning. He's always doing something. Guys, I hope everybody listened to the first half of the show. If you did not, as soon as we get done here, go and find the first half of the Blitz the Bookie podcast. Another great show this week, guys, so make sure you check that out. Also, we are live on TikTok again for only the second time. So for everybody that is checking us out on TikTok, we appreciate you guys. If you don't follow, please hit that follow button. If you've seen me in my lives before, normally I will try to go through a lot of the comments and answer some questions. This is going to be a little bit different format. We're recording our episode this week, so we won't be able to go through as many of the comments, but Josh is keeping an eye on them. So keep the comments coming, guys. We will read some of them if they're interesting enough or funny enough. So keep the comments coming. We appreciate you guys on TikTok. Keep hitting them likes. I can see some of them likes. Appreciate all the likes. And if this is the first time in here with Blitz the Bookie, please hit that follow button, guys.
Hey, repost it as well.
Yeah, hit that repost button down in the bottom right corner. Let's get as many people in here as we can, guys. We'll probably be on here for, 40. We usually run somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. So hit that share button. Keep hitting those likes. The more likes we get, the more people it'll push it out to on the For You page. We'll get this thing started. Guys, last week, about 15 minutes before we recorded our episode, the news broke. Will Stein would be the next football coach at the University of Kentucky. I thought that it came at a really good time for Kentucky fans, a fan base that was kind of reeling a little bit with the way that the football season ended and then the losses in basketball to Louisville, Michigan State, and North Carolina. So I thought the hire came at a perfect time. Thought it injected a little bit of excitement into the fan base. And then about 36 hours later, the basketball team takes the court down in Nashville to play Gonzaga and puts on what I would argue is the worst, the most embarrassing performance I've ever seen from a Kentucky basketball team. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride for Kentucky fans the last week or so, but we're here. We're going to have about a 45-minute therapy session. And by the time we're done, we're going to try to put a positive spin somehow, some way, and we're going to walk away from this episode tonight in a better mood about Kentucky basketball. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got 45 minutes. Guys, before we just dive into everything, let's just start with the Gonzaga game. How long did it take until you knew the game was over?
I think it was probably after the first, I'd say the under 12 timeout when we had only made one shot.
What was the score, about 19-2?
19-2. I think that's when I knew it was over. And that wasn't even a basket. That was 2 free throws.
It was 2 free throws.
Wasn't even a bucket.
It wasn't long. I mean, I honestly think the game was basically over definitely by the 12-minute timeout, but I could argue even before that. It was ugly. Anthony, what did you think about the first, just in particular, the first, let's say, 4 to 8 minutes?
It was horrible. But I'm a big believer that they got I'm a big believer they just got a bad team. We'll see when JQ gets back there, but I'm just a big believer that
I can't hear you.
Whether it's team turmoil or whatever it is, I'm just a big believer that they got a bad team, and it's going to be a long season. We're going to have to suck it up and take it on the chin. It sucks even worse because of the money we spend. That makes it hurt worse because with that kind of money, you should at least be good. Maybe not great, but good. So it's hard. The only great thing about basketball is this. You just got to get right by tournament time, but that's even if we can get the tournament. So we got a lot of questions, a lot of issues, but at the end of the day, one bad year does not make my mind up about Pope. Now, I don't put him in a good spot, especially depending on how much money we've made, but I'm not somebody that's just going to overreact. I think you can see in his face. He knows this group of guys, in my opinion, don't match his style. But whatever the reason be, whether they're just, they're not playing good as a team or he don't think they're good. To me, I think he knows that they're just they're not what he wants them to be. And there's only so much you can do at this point. You can keep coaching, but the fans want wins, and the wins just might not be there right now.
So the Gonzaga game.
I mean,
can you remember a worse performance?
was it
especially in the first half? But I didn't watch a lot of the second half. I had my son's basketball game, and the game was a 30-point game, so I didn't really care to watch the second half. But it obviously didn't get better in the second half. When's the worst? What's another game we can compare this to?
I think it was early. Billy G, his first or second year, might have been his last year there, when we played Vandy, and we had 8 at halftime, I think. Or so,
I don't remember that.
It was a really bad game. Ramel, Joe, we got thumped by Vandy.
It had to be some Billy Gillespie games.
Yeah, it was Billy Gillespie.
And I could take the law like that. Like if we were just having a good year but just had a rough game, we couldn't hit nothing, I could take it better. But because we're already having a little bit of a rough year, and then you had that bad game, it just ain't a fluke. You just know, you're just not that good a team. I do think the money plays a factor with fans' perceptions. I think that's where the frustration is.
The Michigan State game was a bad game. The Gonzaga game was it was the worst. It was the worst game. Yeah, it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing. There was zero positives to, and anybody that's watched me on live or listened to Blitz the Bookie knows that we try to put positive spins on things. I could put a positive spin on the Louisville loss. I could find something positive even about the Michigan State game. I could have found something positive there was plenty of positive things about that North Carolina game. The Gonzaga game, zero positives.
All systems fail.
All systems fail. Let me talk about this. Pope's supposed to be an offensive guy. Why is it that I'm watching our offense, 4 guys stand on the 3-point line, no movement? We got a big guy that wants to come up and set a screen at the top of the key and then half-ass move right back to the free throw line where he was at. And while he did that, nobody else is moving. There is no offense.
And what about the 2 times in the game where we had those 4 guys at the top? One time, Oweh throws it out of bounds, and then another time we threw a ball towards the bench. Twice.
Yeah, I think Chandler maybe did that other one, or maybe I'm
mistaken.
mistaken.
I know Jasper missed one.
It was Jasper. Yeah,
and
2
they just
awful passes.
Threw the ball out about 2 different possessions that looked like we were running the same horseshit offense that's not doing anything, wasting passes. The ball never advances towards the basket. It was like watching, if us 3 went up to Shawnee Park and picked up 2 other dudes, and they were all guards, and none of us has ever been on the block before. So all of us are just standing around the 3-point line. I mean, it's like a pickup game offense. There was no structure. It was embarrassing.
I said it to my wife watching the game. This is like pickup basketball. We're dribbling at the top of the key. We've got 3 guys standing at the 3-point line, and the big guy, same thing every time. He starts at the free throw line. He comes up, he sets a pick. He goes back to the free throw line. We swing around the perimeter a couple of times, and then somebody goes one-on-one. That was the offense. I thought Pope was an offensive guy.
Well, you see that more from defensive teams. You can deal with maybe a defensive team that don't have a great offense because they're going to get after on defense, create points that way. But being that this team don't want to play defense either, it's just a bad spot. What's crazy to think is that this year Gonzaga spent $2 to $3 million on their team. We probably got one. I know we do. We got one player.
They say 3.5
we probably got a couple guys below him. One guy made that much, and they just beat the shit out of us.
My favorite stat of the game is their big guy, Ike. Is that how you say it, Ike?
I think so.
Ike. He made 10 field goals by himself. Kentucky made 9 2-point field goals by themselves. He made more 2-pointers than our whole team.
And I think we talked about them having a big presence down low. I think that was the game plan everybody I had heard talking about the game and talking about Gonzaga was you got to stop them in the paint. And dude, we got destroyed.
Well, our guys look lost. We don't even know how to read the ball coming off the rim. I mean, have you seen Garrison or even Marino had a couple bad rebounds where the ball bounces and these guys have played enough basketball to where when you see a shot go up and you know what area it's going to hit the rim, a good rebounder or an experienced player usually has the tendency to know where that ball is going to go next. We don't.
Do they care?
That's the thing. Do they care?
Do they care?
And I know we paid a lot for this team, but I think it was a lot of bad spending too. Because I'd read somebody make this point, and I thought it was a good point. Yes, we got a lot of like players, but that ain't $22 million worth. No way.
There's no way.
But like none of these guys, they were good at their other schools, but none of them were just like freakish nationally stars that you would get with a $22 million roster. So it ain't like that these guys were just freaks of nature or anything like that. Even no way. I mean, I know he had a good year last year, maybe with some of the system, but before he came here, he was solid to good, but he wasn't the player. He had a good year last year, a really good year, but he just really evaluated players wrong or something. He's overpaying. So do players not want to play for Pope?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because he's overpaying big time, and I think he has to overpay because we missed on a lot of guys. He was never known as a good recruiter, but NIL, hopefully was able to fix it. So do people hate playing for him that much? Is he too corny? That's always been my little bit of knock on him. He's too corny, like
kind of a dork.
Yeah, I like a mean coach though, so I know not everybody does.
Oway last year, he's a slasher, but we had Amari Williams out top, who was a good passer.
A lot of scorers, yeah.
And then you had Brea and Jackson Robinson that could spread the floor and open things up, and he was able to cut. He's cutting and going to the basket, but he's not that good of a passer to hit somebody open on the wing. And even if they are open, they're not knocking them down.
The little bit I've seen Lowe, I've been really disappointed. I thought he was supposed to be really good, but I'd heard, he had to carry the team. Well, that's probably why they were bad. Because I think
there's another show out there that kind of overhyped Lowe, kind of brainwashed the fan base a little bit.
There's no doubt about that. They talked about him every single day.
And I had a buddy tell me, Lowe isn't as good as certain people say. He goes, I watched him play against Louisville. He's a Louisville fan. He goes, I watched him play against Louisville, and he got cooked on defense.
Dude got paid.
And he's not real big. He's not a great shooter.
He
opens it up, but who are we kicking it out to knock down the three? It's not Oway. He's got that weird ass hitch. He's got a slow release and a weird hitch in his shot. What's that do?
Let's be real though. Is Lowe even is he even a good point guard?
I don't know what this team is.
Not what I've seen of him.
I don't think he's that big of a game changer.
If I see another player later, I'll change my mind. But what I've seen now, not impressed with it.
He frustrated me late in the Louisville game, and he played 14 minutes, which they eased him in the Gonzaga game. 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And I don't even have the turnovers on here, so I don't know how many turnovers he had. But 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist. I know you're coming off of an injury. I know he's probably only 70%, but I don't even care about the stats. I just don't think that he makes our offense a lot better, or really any better.
They don't even look like they're interested in
exactly
hard. I mean, I seen like a thing with JQ and Lowe over there. They would laugh and just like, look, at least fake it. If somebody gave me all that much money and I wasn't performing, dude, I would at least be humble and fake it. Like, dude, this is tearing me up. I wouldn't be over there laughing like I just took your money.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's not get off of that. Let's talk about it because I think that was a big issue with the Gonzaga game. I saw it. I saw multiple people talking about it online. The body language was awful. I'm not trying to just point people out, but I'm just telling you what I saw. Multiple times I saw Oway throwing his hands up or like dropping his head after a missed shot, after a turnover or whatever. I'm not saying he was the only one. And please tell me y'all saw what he did in the corner.
Yes.
Did you see it, Anthony?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Oway is standing in the corner. We're on offense. Aberdeen has the ball at the top of the key. Aberdeen drives down the middle, right to the basket. And Aberdeen, I forgot, did the ball go out of bounds?
No, he shot a really bad layup.
But the play ended. The whistle blew, or the ball ended up out of bounds. And Oway was standing there like this. And after the whistle blew and the ball went out of bounds, he stood there like this for about 2-3 seconds. And then he went
without the ball
and did a little fake shot, basically saying, "Come on, ball hog, why aren't you passing me the ball? I'm open." Like he did a little fake shot after the play was over. And I will note, he didn't have a hitch.
I know.
He didn't have a hitch.
His fake jumper looked good.
It was still been a bad shot, but it sure didn't have a hitch in it. What was that all about?
If we weren't in the era of the NIL and there wasn't no money involved, these players would be playing hard because they'd be playing for their NBA futures or they're hopefully up. But they've already been paid over.
And look, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm not trying to kill Oway because people have been talking about his play. I don't think he's been playing good, but let me read you what he did. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. So as bad as you think he is, he fills up the stats every time, even when he has a off game or
He
a
hit
bad
the
game.
same stat line against North Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. He always puts up 16, 5, 5, and 2, even on a bad night. So I hate his body language. I think there's some shit going on, but I'm not going to dog his play. I don't think he's been playing great, but he's got the best stat line on our team.
They should all be in really great moods because they all been overpaid. Listen, I'm a contractor, and sometimes when you do work for people, they pick out the material. But sometimes when you're done with the job or getting close to done, they don't like the material they picked out. Not the workmanship's good. They just don't like the color. You feel horrible because they've invested money, but you've done nothing wrong. Well, at that point, like I try to do extra little things for them because I feel bad for them. And that's me making a little bit of money I'm making. If somebody was overpaying me like that, and I knew like we weren't living up to expectations, dude, I would be out there hustling. I'd be doing whatever to try to show my worth because you paid me. I'm going to do that out of respect. These dudes don't care. And
we coming from a different generation.
It is, but everybody always wanted to holler at Cal's guys. They don't understand what it is, the jersey on the front. Give me a break, dude. I ain't never seen one of his teams like this, dude. This is ridiculous. So for everybody that want to run their mouth, they don't need to say it out loud, but they need to say they're sorry. I called people out for it all the time. All these players are the same. And I'm not saying Cal's are no better than Popes, but let's don't act like that these kids are mercenaries, dude. They're hired hands. That's what they are.
I mean, just even the body language of Pope is bad.
Like he knows he got a bad team.
When he was in the game, like he looks like he doesn't know what to do. That's frustrating. Dude, at least fake it for us.
Hey,
clap your hands or something. Look positive.
How would you feel if somebody gave you that much money to spend and you came home with that bullshit?
Well, you can do that when you go home. Bridgestone Arena, you can't do it.
One of my knocks on it. Listen, Pope, that'd be fine. He'll be able to redo his team. He probably learned something from this year. As we look at it going forward, I would love to see Pope coach with a little bit more emotion. Get in their ass.
Get mad. Yes, show you're mad at least once. He never looks mad.
That was one of my gripes. I always thought he was a fan pleaser. Who cares what the fans think? I love you guys out there. But the coach, you're paid to coach. I do not want coaches listening to fans at any level, anywhere. You're the coach.
His motivation needs to be the bench. I know he's paid these guys, and it's become a pro sport. If you're making the most money on an NBA team, you're the guy that's going to play the most. They're not going to bump you. The coach isn't allowed to bump you for some rookie because the GM and the owner up there is, I'm paying Kawhi Leonard $60 million a year, and he's on the bench. I don't care what his attitude is.
But they got multi-year contracts.
Right. Something has to change. He's got to motivate these kids with the bench. I don't care.
He knows they're not good. I just think he knows they're not good. Or maybe don't. I still think a part of it is they don't fit his system. He made some bad buys. Some horror. The numbers don't even make sense to me. Like, I can joke about them and say all that. That's one thing, okay? And we've done that. And I'll stick with Pope. He'll be fine next year. I can joke with it. But I can't even understand how, when I look at how much these other teams paid, Michigan State $3 to $4 million, Arkansas 7, Duke 10, Carolina's closest thing to us at 13, BYU 10 or 11.
I thought St. John spent a lot. I thought St. John spent a lot.
We spent $22 million.
I think us and St. I've seen some. I've seen it in a couple places where us and St. John's.
That's what I thought.
The most.
That's what I
thought
thought too.
And we both have similar records.
But see, I thought the same thing. But people have been saying that St. John's didn't pay as much. Who knows? I don't know.
Nobody knows. You're right.
I'll say this: the roster is not what Mark Pope thought it was. It is bad construction of a roster, and it is what it is. We're gonna have to figure out a way to salvage this season and try to make the tournament. I mean, basically, that's where I'm at with it right now. I will say this: look, I feel bad for Mark Pope, dude. I swear I feel bad for him. You mentioned what he looks like on the sideline, and I totally agree. I want to see some more emotion. I'd like to see him get mad every once in a while. But I'll tell you, man, sometimes when they show him, I start thinking in my head, dude, this dude loves, like, he's not just a coach at Kentucky. Like, he is one of us. He knows what the expectations are. Can you imagine what's going through Mark Pope's mind when we're down 19-2 in that Gonzaga game? We've already lost to all these games. He knows what we're thinking. He knows exactly what we're thinking. And it makes me feel a little bit bad for him, dude, because I don't want this to not work for Mark Pope, man. And I think it would just be a sad story if he ended up just not working out. And look, He's getting paid a lot of money. He's the coach of Kentucky. Figure it out. But I do have a little bit of a soft spot only because he's one of us. Like if it was just whatever, Billy Gillespie, I wouldn't. But I do have a little bit of a soft spot because he wore that Kentucky across his chest and he knows what it means. And he knows what I'm thinking. He knows what you're thinking. He knows what these crazy ass fans are thinking when we're down 19-2 in the first quarter.
I know that's a popular point. You might be a fair point, but I think Cal understood it too. He just might not have bowed to it. He was here long enough. He knows who we are. I think Stoops, had to be the biggest UK fan alive.
Cal wasn't one of us, though. Pope is one of us.
Stoops is one of us. He coached for us long enough.
He said Stoops. He said Cal.
Cal. I think Cal's one of us. I do. I think you coach there at your team. It's always, bothering me when people say that. I think that them guys, I think they care. But some people bow to that and some people don't bow to that. I think Pope cares about, it's important to him for the fans to like him. And some people, they're just stubborn and they stay in their ways, but that don't mean they're not as committed or they don't care as much. That's just their way of fighting through the tough times. Everybody fights through it different. But I'm with you, Charlie. I feel sorry for him too.
He's one of us. I cheered for him to win a national championship when I was 14 years old.
No
dude.
doubt.
He's not from Kentucky, but he played. Played here. He is definitely as close to one of us as it could be. So it just
I picked on him a little
but
bit.
Look, you got to get it done, dude. You're the coach at Kentucky. So ultimately that doesn't matter. It makes me have a little soft spot in the corner of my heart, but the rest of my heart says get it fucking done somehow, some way.
Maybe if he shows some emotion on the sideline, maybe our players will show some emotion on the court. We are just so
I'm with that.
We get guys making threes, getting a dunk, coming in and out of timeouts, and they're just kind of strolling to the sideline. There's no
even if you've
never
shown
excitement
emotion before, even if you haven't before, and your team's struggling, showing energy, do it now. Just try it out. Try it out for 3 or 4 games. Get excited. When I coach, I'm a very emotional coach. Charlie, I tell you, I do it to try to draw the team with me. Okay,
exactly.
But I'm not saying it always works. There's times I know it works, but that happens at all levels. You see coaches get technical. Just try it. Even if it ain't you, try it, man. You don't have nothing to lose now. Try it out. But I'm with you, Charlie. I do feel bad for him. And this all happened bad for me because I hated some situations that went on with Stoops and Cal and how I felt like there was propaganda. Y'all know that. And I never disliked Pope. I never did. I promise with all my heart I liked him. But I felt like people was holding him higher than God. He understands, or these players play for. I never bought into that stuff. Because I think other guys played just as hard as these guys did. That's just, they're all for sale, and it is what it is. But there was something I was upset about that I let go of. But now that everybody's on him, I'm kind of taking up for him because guess what? He got a bad team. Get over it. We spent a lot of money. Get over it. This is a bad team. It's just a bad team. It's all it is to it. Hopefully they can get better, and I would love to see improvement, And there's still a possibility of that. But it's starting to look less likely and less likely. But I tell you what, if they turn it around, I'll be right supporting him. And if they don't, if he loses every game, I'll support him. Because I believe that you can't base everything on 1 year. He had a decent year last year. I thought it was a solid year. Got to put him back on that beer budget, man. He don't handle that big budget well. Give that money to Will Stein, baby. Seriously. Looks like you can be good in basketball. Look, a lot of big schools are spending $8 to $10 million. We got 34. Give our basketball 8 to 10. That put us right at the top. And then give our football 24. We can compete on a national level, dude.
I don't disagree.
It don't cost that much to be good at basketball, dude. Look around at the numbers. It don't cost that much.
That game Friday night was a game scheduled for the fans. Nashville is Lexington's, Kentucky's second home. Yep. We're there every year for the SEC tournament. I go, my friends go. I've been, I think, 4 years in a row. And to go down there and put that performance on the court in front of almost a home game. These people spent their money.
Oh, somebody said there was barely any Gonzaga fans there. Yeah. It was all Kentucky, and there was some Tennessee fans down there.
People spent their money. Yeah, people spent their money to go down there, hotels, to party, and then that's the performance we get from Pope and the crew. It's just disappointing.
These kids are multimillionaires, dude. Before, used to be they had to go earn it.
Right.
They're multimillionaires now, dude. This is all across the country.
Yeah.
And so you think they give a shit about us? No, they don't care about us. Just like any of them don't across the country. Now, if they're winning, things are great. They'll play that role. They'll play, oh, yeah, we love the program, da-da-da, no better place. Our guys played that role last year. But as soon as they lose, they got $4 million in their bank account. They're 19, 20 years old. They're probably thinking about what they're going to do next year.
Who do we play this week?
Tuesday.
We got somebody weak tomorrow.
Yeah. Nichols? Is it Nichols? Or did we already play them?
No, it's not Nichols. We already played them. That was first or second game of the year.
NC Central.
NC Central tomorrow.
And then Indiana Saturday night.
Indiana on Saturday night. Indiana just got beat by Louisville.
They beat them pretty good.
How many losses Indiana got now? Just one? Two? I think they got
At least two.
Right? Yeah, I think they were 7. I think they had the same record as Louisville, I want to say, going into that game. So I guess they got 2 now. Have they played anybody? Has Indiana played anybody? Look, tomorrow's game against
Louisville was their first game they really played anybody.
Who'd you say? NC who?
NC Central.
NC Central. It's going to have to be another 40, 50-point win, and hopefully a 50-point win that I won't I was at last week's 50-point win, and I walked away and said I was not impressed.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again. You know, all we can hope for is that we try to get better each game. I mean, we can sit here and cry about it. We can sit here and whine about Pope. We can sit here and whine about the roster and anything else you want to whine about. But what good's it going to do? It's not going to do any. So either you're just going to give up on the team, which I've already heard half the people say they're not watching anymore.
Don't be quitters, guys.
Yeah, don't give up.
No.
That's our team. That's our team. That's what pisses me off with our fans sometimes. Sometimes you're not good, guys. It sucks. I know we've had a little bit of a rough run here. Guess what? What's great about it, this is the greatest part about NIL, I keep telling everybody, is the money was there to spend, and next year we get to hit the reset button. You can fire everybody and start over, and you got all the money as long as the money shows back up.
Oh, that's what they want to do. They want to fire everybody.
Yeah.
They want to fire everybody. I agree with what you said earlier. One bad season ain't going to do it. I said on my live the other day it would take it would literally take us winning like 10 games this year, missing the tournament. I don't even know. Maybe if we went 10-20, I might call for his head. But dude, you got to give him a couple more years, dude.
Last year. That matters.
But also, like Anthony preaches too, the season's not over. Even if we have a bad record, all that matters is the tournament.
Basketball. Remember this, guys.
Yeah, fix it. We go in there and make a run in March.
People does not give Cal credit for this. I think this was Cal's greatest accomplishment here, and it was not him winning the national title. He went 38-0 and went to the Final Four, and nobody talks about it hardly. You know why? Because people put way too much value in that tournament alone. Guys, 38-0 in a Final Four is a better accomplishment than a national title. I'll say it. I'll stick by it. I know people will argue with me. 38-0 will never be done again. It will never be done again.
That's one of the best teams of all time.
Michigan thinks they're going 40-0 this year.
They won't be done.
I've already seen multiple Michigan fans say they're going to 40-0.
And if we hit free throws, we would have won that game. Cal would have went down as a legend.
We ain't even need to hit free throws. If they just call a shot clock violation, we'd probably win that game.
Yeah.
So
the point I'm making is all people do is put value in the tournament anyways. We had one rough years back. We made that run to the championship. People forgot all about it. So, let's just try to get right and see if we can make a run.
Barring a 10-win season or something, you can't just let's fire the coach. We had a good year last year. Everybody forgets and wants to make whatever excuses for last year. We won 8 ranked games last year, and we went to the Sweet 16 in his first season. This is not a Kenny Payne situation. Don't let anybody convince you or try to compare Mark Pope to the Kenny Payne situation at Louisville. They never even made the tournament. They won 8 games in 2 years, right? It's not even close. So let's not compare that. We had a winning record last year, and we went to the Sweet 16, and we beat 8 ranked teams. Kenny Payne didn't do a tenth of that at Louisville in 2 years. So this is not the same.
If I'm Mark Pope, I tell him I don't want $22 billion. I think it puts him at in this situation where
I don't think they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Because with Will Stein coming in, I think they might get this right finally. But I think if I was Mark Pope, give me $12 million. I don't want $22 million expectations. First thing, you don't need that much. People are winning all over the country with a lot less. So give me $12 million. I still believe it comes down to Mark Pope is an offensive coach. I don't think you can change that. He don't know how to coach defense. That's okay. You can win like that. Coaches do. Some coaches are defensive coaches. And I think he went out and just didn't get guys that matched his system. I think he had all his money and went to the mall and went crazy instead of really focusing on, hey, I need to get players that fit my system. I don't think these players fit his system.
Were we used as leverage? I mean, we had all that money. Sure. Were our guys just out shopping and say, hey, Lowe could have went to NC State or to
Let me tell you what I
Tennessee,
think happened.
and he said, "Oh, they fall for me 1.5. Well, you got now we're paying low $2 million."
I think they're all
Let me
doing
tell you,
that.
Right.
Let me tell you what I think happened.
They're all building up their prices.
Now listen to me, Kentucky fans. You ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna give you a little truth serum here. This is what I think happened. I think Pope gets in, and I love you, Pope, and I wish it was still this way, buddy, because I miss these days so much. But I think Pope gets in that living room with some of these kids and says, "Man, you want to come wear the blue and white? Oh, it's about Kentucky." They don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit. Them days are over, like it or not, Kentucky fans. I know it matters to us, but it does not matter to these kids. What matters to these kids is either going to the NBA or their NIL money. And I think he gets in there saying all that stuff. Oh, it's about this or that. They don't care. They don't care. I've been saying it for years. They don't care. I wouldn't care. And so when he says that to him, it's not a good recruiting pitch to him. People always want to get Cal for being there at the lottery or, having all these players. That's what he was building. He was building that image. He could get players in. That wasn't just for the players. Yeah, that benefited them. But it was to build that image for him and the program so we could get the next group of players. That's what it was all about, guys. Now, he took advantage of it, said he was taking care of the kids, and I do think he meant some of it. But a lot of it was for his benefit and our benefit, building that image, building that brand. But when you go in there talking about, hey, man, it's special here at Kentucky, these kids don't care about that no more.
The top ones don't. I still disagree with that.
I know.
The top ones don't. But the top, you ain't selling Kentucky to a top 10 recruit.
Do you think maybe he should look?
I think you could sell Kentucky to a top, maybe between
50.
Yeah, like somebody that's not a top 50 recruit or something, top 100, whatever it is. I think it could still matter to the guys that are getting paid the big bucks. Hell no, they don't give a shit. They want the money.
I just think he had an abundance of money. We gave him too much money. Look, I think Barnhart needs to go, and I've been a supporter of Barnhart in the past. I think he's missing this whole NIL thing. I don't think he understands one bit of it. The strategy, like give basketball 10, give football the rest. Football is a moneymaker. You can still be good with 10, really good with 10. Let me ask y'all a question, though. Say Pope, I know UK fans are all about the name on the front. And I get it. I miss that, guys. I miss it. I promise you I do. I'm just being honest what I think's out there and what's going on.
They're playing for the game on the back right now.
Yeah.
I can promise you that. They ain't playing as a team right now.
But what about if we went out and just spent $3 million and got a bunch of mid-ranked guys, but they fit Pope's system, and we weren't really competing at the highest level of national titles, but we were still really good, maybe had a shot to win it. But these players really played for the name on the front of the jersey, but they, maybe number 23 or number 20. Would UK fans like that?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell
but
no.
they truly did play for the name on the front of it. Maybe you had some Kentucky kids on there. I think there's some people that would enjoy that. And
just spend the money the right way. If you had $22 million, should have spent it the right way. You spent it wrong.
I do think there's some, say they had 2 or 3 Kentucky kids, almost like the Unforgettables, and they were from Kentucky, and we were top 25, top 20, and we had a chance to make a run for the championship, but it probably wasn't highly likely. But these kids worked their ass off. They hustled. How many people would like it versus how many people wouldn't be satisfied and wanted to compete for national?
I think we like it for a year.
It until we start losing.
Yeah, you like it for a year, but then because Pitino had that, and it was cool for 2 years, but then we got Mashburn, and then we got Derek Anderson, and then we got Ron Mercer, and then we got Antoine Walker.
Bro, we heard it last year with who's your boy last year?
Perry.
Tyler
Perry.
Everybody loved that kid. Everybody wanted that kid. And then they're like, he ain't made for Kentucky.
Right.
I had half of Kentucky fans were saying he should be playing for Western Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So you'll love it until they don't perform up to your level, and then you'll hate it.
They used to always get on whoever the coach was at the time. Oh, we don't recruit Kentucky boys. They don't recruit Mr. Basketball. 9 times out of 10, they weren't no good. Every once in a while, we'd have a good one, a Chris Lofton or something.
Yeah.
But
John Hood
9
never
times
got
out of
in.
10, they weren't no good. J.P. Blevins and all them guys. They always want them, but they don't. The average person don't understand. You can be good in Kentucky high school basketball, but the high level Division I, dude, these guys are long. They're athletic. This ain't Eastern Kentucky basketball, or even Western Kentucky basketball, or even Louisville basketball.
You heard the same thing a few years ago with who's the boy that transferred to Western. Was his last name Allen? What was his name?
Oh, Dante Allen.
Dante Allen. Wasn't he a Kentucky boy?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted him. Then he came here. Oh, he can't play for Kentucky.
Remember
he's not good enough to play for Kentucky.
Back in the day?
Brandon Stockton. Hey, dude, I'm taller than him.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw him play in high school, and I went with a buddy of mine to the game, and he was throwing the ball. It was like the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star game. And I'm like, dude, I think I'm taller than him. And he was throwing the ball in, And I went and stood by him. Dude, we are like the same height.
Brandon Stockton. Yeah, look, the idea of the Kentucky players is cool until we get them and they don't perform, and then Kentucky fans will run them off. They do that with anybody. We're doing it with a somebody that won a championship with us as a coach. They're ready to run him off right now after a couple bad games. So, look, I just think you got to spend the money the right way. Yeah, we don't need 22 million or 23 million. Whatever the number is we need, I don't know what it is, but it ain't 23 million. And whatever it is, you better figure out how to spend it correctly, because I don't know if he spent any of the 23 million correctly. What did we get correctly?
We got to
Chandler and
dude, there's embezzlement. There's embezzling going on.
Marino was a good pay.
What do you
Marino
think
was a good pay.
What do y'all think there's odds of embezzling going on there? Like, that's because it's private. Seriously, like, is Barnhart, is Pope embezzling? There's not 22 million there, dude.
I said the same thing. I need receipts.
BYU spent 10 and they got him a freak of nature, dude. That dude's awesome. But hey, we got a comment. There are a bunch of comments, but I'll read this one because it's something we just talked about. I remember when UK, they had a bunch of farm kids, no superstars, and they were way better than this. So there's some fans that I think feel that way, and I think there's some fans that
it's awesome if it works out for you. Yeah, I mean, the Unforgettables, they also got this guy named Jamal Mashburn to help them out. So yeah, when something like that works, it's awesome, and it's so much more sweeter when you got guys from Kentucky. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome. But look, we shouldn't be trying to build our team around Kentucky guys or whatever. We need to build our team around the best roster that we can, and he didn't do that this year. So it is what it is. Look, I told you this was going to be a therapy session, and we were going to come out thinking a little more positive. I don't know that we are, because we ain't come up with no good angles, except let's just cross our fingers and hope that we can salvage this season. I'm just hoping to I hate this, but I really am just hoping that this team can make it to the tournament. We still got a month of non-conference play, and then we got a brutal conference schedule in the SEC. We've already got 4 losses, dude. Can we make the tournament? Are we going to make the tournament, Josh?
Yes, we're making the tournament.
Anthony, we going to make the tournament?
As of now, no. But I think we can get better. We can get better.
So, guys, only thing I would say to you is just don't give up. Look, I'm as disappointed as anybody. I don't want to be in this spot. Kentucky fans ain't even used to being in this spot. But don't give up on them. I've seen plenty of people, some of my friends. I'm done. I'm not watching any games. I can get y'all tickets to any game you want. I know a buddy that's getting rid of all of his tickets. So,
guys,
don't give up.
We're going to pick these games.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's expand Kroger Field by 30,000. Some of y'all UK basketball fans, let's pump it into football. Will Stein's here, baby. Let's go freaking pull in Indiana and win a national title. I promise you, guys. A lot of y'all are just basketball people. I know UK fans. Okay, we got plenty of football fans, but there's a big part of our state that are just basketball people. They don't think we can be good at football. I promise you, if we were good at football, you would like football more. It's a more exciting sport. It's a bigger sport. College football is a lot bigger than college basketball. You can win now. We got money. We got $34 million between basketball and football. Let's get basketball 6 or 7. You can win with that, and let's pump $27 million in the football program. We got money. I didn't think we had that kind of money.
I'm with it, especially with what we're seeing this year. So,
dude, $26 million, you buy a badass team. What, Will Stein?
You buy the Jets.
Dude, I'm telling you, I know. Texas spent like 30, 32. But thing about it is, Will Stein, he's going to get some good prices on guys because of who he is, how excited he is. Guys, with the money we got, we can compete at the highest level. It's there.
And we got some positive news on the football side. We got us a GM. He hired a guy to be Kentucky's first GM. And we got us a wide receiver from four-star wide receiver from LSU. So, guys,
quarterback, we talked about him last week out of Cincinnati Moeller, I think it is. He was going to wait till the spring to commit. He was mid 4-star. At that point, both of them were top 200 guys, which are hard for us to get. Both of them were top 200 guys. People were talking about Stein's backup quarterback at Oregon coming with us, Noah Vad, and some people was talking to Cal's quarterback, the one that beat U of L. He actually looked pretty good, man. Whether you like Brom or not, Brom said when he faced him, he said we finally faced a quarterback that could throw the ball. So, yeah, everybody thinks Brom knows quarterbacks, so there you go.
All right, let's pick these games real quick. NC State, Central, Western, I don't know. Whoever we're playing tomorrow, I don't
If he
know.
loses that, they'll run him out.
I don't know. 90-50. I don't know.
I said 88-58.
I'll give it the old 2 million to 5.
There you go.
Saturday against Indiana, first time in like 10 years.
Something like that.
Is this the first time since 2012?
Yeah.
13 years. Because it was the Anthony Davis year, right? When we lost.
Yep.
So 2012. Look, I don't like anything that I'm seeing out of this Kentucky team. I don't like anything that I'm seeing out of this Kentucky team right now. But I'm not going to pick us to lose to Indiana. Pope's going to change up his mojo. He's going to be a badass on the sidelines. He's going to get all pissed off. He's going to turn into like Bobby Knight or something. I don't know.
Turn into his boy Rick Pitino.
Change something. Yeah, turn into Rick.
Oh,
Rick gets pissed. Take a page out of Rick's book.
Rick got us again. He's been lying to y'all.
Yeah.
I told you not to trust that Benedict Arnold.
He lied. Told us Pope was the man.
Told y'all. Told y'all. Y'all believed in old Rick.
Well,
pulled the sheep's wool over your eyes or whatever.
Well, we play them next week. Is he gonna let Kentucky win?
Dude, he's a liar.
You think he'll let Kentucky win to maybe save Pope's job?
Dude, he don't care. He'll kill Pope. He'll beat Pope.
Shit, he wants Pope's job.
Yeah. Dude's a liar. Don't trust a word that comes out of his mouth.
He wants Pope's job.
He can't help but to lie.
Give me the Cats 58-55.
Damn, we're grinding.
Hey, seriously though, that is crazy low. But look at a lot of these bigger games that have been happening in the last. Dude, a lot of these college basketball games this year. I don't know if that's like a trend, but I noticed a lot of the bigger games. The scores are in the 50s, 60s.
I think the defense is getting a little better than what it was there for a couple of years. There for a while, dude. There was so much free movement going on. They weren't challenging nobody off screens or nothing. That's my problem with basketball today.
I'm going to go 68-63 Cats.
68-63. No way. Cats win a big one here, man. Cats win this one. We're going to say 82-66.
There we go. That'd be
win. I'll take it.
That would be a little bit encouraging. Yeah, just a lot of these games like Duke and Michigan State. 66-60.
Yeah. Proud of you guys. Giving more effort than UK basketball.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. I think that about does it for this week's episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Continue to check us out on all the social media apps. Guys, if you're on TikTok, I don't know how many we got on there.
There's 18, man. We was up to like 33 a minute ago.
Guys, thank you all for watching on TikTok. We appreciate it. We don't know if we're going to continue to do these things live. It's only the second time we've done it. We're having fun with it, though. I think the lives are going pretty good. I wish we had like a producer that could read us so Josh and Anthony don't have to sit here and pay attention to their phones the whole time. So if you want to be the Blitz the Bookie producer, send us your application. Send us your resume. Tell us, what you do now and how you think you could help us. And, hey, maybe you could sit behind that camera right there and guide us through these lives. We pay good. We pay in
food.
Yeah, we pay in snacks.
Maybe a Boston Lager or a Zombie Dust.
Yeah, we pay in snacks and give you like
free picks.
We'll give you like a free parlay each week or something.
Did y'all see the thing real quick? Did y'all see the thing with Rich Rodriguez where somebody did a TikTok? It went pretty viral, and they said, yes, to keep Rich Rod here, we got like 4 free visits to Suntan City, 5 free dancing lessons from Jessica White. There was a bunch of things. Somebody said the dancing lesson from Jessica White are worth it yourself. It was funny. It was funny as hell.
Guys, appreciate y'all listening. Tune in to the podcast. Guys, if you're on TikTok and you're a podcast listener, check out the Blitz the Bookie podcast and this episode of The Right Side of Kentucky Sports on Thursday, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Full video is on YouTube. Make sure you keep checking us out on TikTok. Hit the follow button. Yep. Find Blitz the Bookie Anthony, Blitz the Bookie Josh. Give them a follow too. Keep up with us on TikTok. Keep listening to the podcast. Guys, we appreciate y'all. Every one of you. We love you guys. Blitz the Bookie.
Go Cats. X marks the spot.
X gonna give it to you. He's gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
I didn't know you knew any rap songs.
No,
Anthony, over here rapping DMX.
He knows the 99 and the 2000. That's what he's always talking about.
I know, that was cool.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate, but when Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Late nights, hustle deals on the line. Charlie Scassy's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind.